You were right. Let's start there. We need to give Afam his flowers because it's
gut,
always good to go with your
my
gut.
never lies.
I couldn't trust your gut last week though.
Wait, what happened?
Wasn't your gut in a little bit of distress last week?
Oh,
so I'm not trusting
I
a
love
line
that
gut.
continuity. Okay,
I'm not trusting
I
a
love
line.
that continuity. Okay,
I'm not trusting a sick gut. But you are right. So you're in the same room as right. I don't know whether you are right, but you're in the same room as right. So last week we talked about Kecobo snatching Kamp's
chain.
chain, yeah. Snatching Kamp's ability and authority to collect royalties. And we just talked about that whole thing and how kind of weird it seems that it's very sudden, it's off the back, like if you know the narrative, it's off the back of infighting. Yes. With the CMOs. Well, turns out that there's alleged it's all alleged. The alleged that Kamp was defrauding, was using money incorrectly.
It wasn't allocating the 70%
yes
to the artist. It was embezzling those funds.
Embezzling, exactly.
Specifically 5 point what million?
5.5, just light change.
Change.
That's someone's royalties. That's someone's rent. And
hey, whoever the rent that is.
Oh, not the 5.5.
Oh, okay. I was like,
not the full 5.5, because then you have to give that to one artist. Has there been any artist who has streamed that much to get 5.5 of the first quarter?
We need to do some research.
Anyway, so they alleged that, and then Kamp now came out and said, what's going on? Like where is this all coming from? Apparently from the, what do you call it? The publication. Kamp found out the same way we did. They opened the internet and saw, wait, you guys are embezzling 5.5 million.
But that's here. But there's no way you want to tell me Kamp find out the same way, like on
that just makes the whole thing more shady.
That's so shady.
Yeah.
So you want to tell me Kamp, they wake up in the morning and they see a headline and they're like, that's when they find
Angela
out.
and Book is scrambling, trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So the organization said that, I'm just reading from the publication, the organization said that it only became aware of the embezzlement allegation through Kecobo'S public notice and had not been previously asked to account for any funds. And then their response is, we categorically object to and deny this allegation. It is particularly very concerning that we first learned of this through the said public notice, and that Kecobo has never requested Kamp to account for any of the aforesaid funds in our various correspondence. And then it's asking Kecobo to formally provide evidence, which is pretty important, evidence on which the allegation was based, and stated that it remained willing to engage with the regulator. So from this, it looks like Kamp is like, hey, listen, we're an open book. It's all, there's no foul play, at least from their end. And so initially telling Kecobo, stop moving furniture in the dark, turn on the lights, let's see what we're doing. And I don't know. What do you think of that? That's...
I mean, to be honest, my position doesn't change or hasn't changed. Like, there's a lot of very suspicious games being played.
Yeah.
There's something weird afoot.
A feat. Weird games afoot. No,
because honestly, like, one, so this means, I don't know if Pavrisk have or go through the same level of scrutiny that Kamp are going through. One.
Yeah.
Two, I've always said that Kecobo always had it out for Kamp because they did not even want to be working with Kamp in the first place. Kamp were never part of the plans. They never were.
Yeah. They were being little broad.
Exactly. So I think the whole thing right now is like, it's looking like a sham. And to be honest, it's just very disappointing because at the end of the day, and I sound like a broken record at this point. At the end of the day, the person who is suffering from this is the person it's the person whose royalties are being collected and this money is being fought over, and you don't even have a say. You don't even know where that money is going, and people are fighting over it so furiously.
Yep.
And it's like
Plotting and planning, stealing in the dark. It's ridiculous.
now, of course,
It's
Kamp.
ridiculous.
Of course, Kamp would deny these allegations.
I mean, so far they haven't said anything.
right?
So
And like I said last week, who's to say that they've allocated the spend like accurately? Who's to say? I don't know that for sure.
yeah.
But my gut feeling is inclined to let me know that Kecobo have some ulterior motives behind this thing. So that's how I feel. And this actually just validates
Yeah.
part
It
of
was
like my
interesting.
suspicions.
Yeah, and then obviously I also saw that Eric Musyoka and Rike, the recording industry of Kenya, the organization that aims to sort of do the same thing. It's still CMO based. But then they also came out against Kecobo saying that, I mean, you guys aren't being fair. Like things have to be administered in a fair way. There was some shade in here that I like. That it says, we take note sorry, on Instagram. We take note that it is Kecobo's decade-long interference and over-involvement in collective management business that, over the years, dwindled performance rights revenues and significantly diminished royalty distribution for record producers and their artists. These guys are coming out of the gate shooting. And that's, I mean, it's about accountability. So
yeah, at the end of the day.
I don't mind it. Obviously, people have, at the end of the day, a lot of these things is just politics.
Yeah.
For the most part. And so people will believe the side that they want to be on, which is unfortunate. But I like the fact that we're having this struggle, as much as we don't really care much for the CMO drama, we're having this struggle, hoping that at the end of this, there would be some sort of resolve. Knowing that the resolve that we've been having over the past years has not benefited the artists at all. It has just benefited the collective organizations, and each of them now have they've all had stints with the royalties, man. They've all had money to collect. So
for me personally, even if there's infighting and stuff like that, and yes, and I know there's people involved who have good intentions, I'm kind of disillusioned. Personally, I'm over the entire thing. I don't think we'll ever get
figure it
to
out. That's
I know
very positive of you.
That's a very negative position to hold. But yeah, I genuinely don't see a time like as things are where royalty collection in this country is going to be a well-oiled
with
machine.
the same system that
players
we
and
have,
the same entities.
Yeah.
And with the government having a heavy involvement in our royalty collection.
Yeah.
Like even under different governments. Like even if
What do you mean by that?
even if this government, the current
Whoever
sitting
comes in
government,
next, it's going to be the same.
I feel like it's just still going to be the same
So it's a
thing.
system. The whole thing needs to be overhauled then.
It's completely systemic. And then I feel like the private sector needs to also get involved. And I think that's what like Kina Rike are doing, are trying to do.
Yeah.
But we need to have more Rikes or maybe Rike needs more muscle behind it, right? Because the longer this thing is primarily controlled by the government and everything, it's just never going to be solved.
Yeah.
So you guys know what to do. You know what to do, man.
What? Do they?
Huh?
What do they?
There's other ways to collect your royalty.
Okay, yeah. There's other ways. I do like the fact that the two Rike and Kamp, who are all being headed by former people who are actively in the industry, they're teaming up. So that's a good thing, at least. Of course, hopefully that it ends up on the right side. We don't see anything that would make it not be a good thing so far.
Yeah.
But of course, time tells all. So yeah, that's what's been going on. It's just a little bit of an update. And y'all figure out, there's so many other ways to collect money so far as they're playing hot potato with your royalties. Figure it out.
There's way too many ways to play this game.
Yep.
Just gonna say that
Yeah.
right now.